And a very pleasant good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey on this happy Thanksgiving weekend. Hope you all have enjoyed a wonderful meal with your families and had the opportunity to visit with folks you don't see maybe all that often and get a chance to break bread, take a big long nap, but do whatever you want. But this is Thanksgiving weekend, and it is one of the biggest sports weekends of the year, and that's what we're going to talk about today on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. It's our weekly Take the Points edition. Now, I feel bad because this is it's my fault that I have no guests over here. You can see the other side of the studio is empty. I have to shoot this on Tuesday because I'm going to be, I have scheduling issues the next couple of days. So I had to get us out of the way early in the week. So appreciate you sticking with me as we're going to talk about high school football today. We're going to talk about college football today. We might talk about professional. Well, we will talk about professional football today, but I'm talking maybe about college basketball. There's a lot of it going on. There's pro basketball. There's hockey. We have a ton of stuff that we are going to chat about today, and we are going to give you a good fun hour away from, let me put it this way. I come from a large family. And sometimes when you come from a large family and you're my age, occasionally the large family gets larger and larger and larger over the years. And sometimes you might just want a little bit of peace and quiet. And I'm going to give you that today. We're going to talk football. We're going to talk other stuff. But I'm going to give you a chance to get peace and quiet away from the madding crowd. How's that sound? As we talk a little bit of football today. But first, let me tell you what's going on in and around your area today on Friday, November 29th, down in Flora. The Flora Boy Scout Troop number 8282 will be starting to sell their Christmas trees today. This is going to be down at Dickey's Rentals. Doesn't say what time they're starting today. Sales will, there it is. Sales will start around noon this afternoon. The Boy Scouts only have around 50 trees to go around this year. So if you're looking for a Christmas tree and you're wanting it probably today, tomorrow, or Sunday, the next day, you better get down there because these will probably quickly sell out. They're also accepting old vehicles with titles in the Clay County area. If you have a vehicle you would like to donate to the Boy Scouts, you can give them a call or text them at 217-663-5497 and set up a pickup. All proceeds help with the 2025 summer camp trip. What a trip. Canada's Halliburton Scout Reserve, and the Boy Scouts meet on Tuesdays at the Scout Building at 420 South Main Street. That's a lot of fun, and what a wonderful organization. If you can get past hopefully they have worked their way through their problems. Let's put it that way. But they sell great Christmas trees anyway, so that starts at noon today. What else going on today? Up in Effingham at the Sarah Bush Lincoln Benuti Clinic. That's on West Evergreen Avenue in Effingham. They'll have their blood drive. They have a blood drive. Starts at 10:30 this morning, goes through 2 p.m. this afternoon. The Sarah Bush Lincoln Clinic Benuti Clinic will host a community blood drive with Impact Life. Now, this is an Impact Life blood drive, not a Red Cross. They are the provider of blood components to most local hospitals. The blood drive will be from 10:30 a.m. until 2 p.m. today inside their donor bus. The appointments to donate Either contact Leanne Brackney at sblhs.org. Go or give a phone call to Impact Life at 800-747-5401, or you can visit bloodcenter.org, and use the code 71319 to locate the drive. And then they'll also walk you through the steps involved, as you must be 17 years of age, 16 if you have parental permission. Also, you must weigh, 110 pounds, I think. 110 pounds. You got to have a photo ID to donate. And if you have questions about your eligibility, which you might have, if you're on whatever medications, some medications you're permitted to donate blood, some you're not. Blood thinners, you probably shouldn't donate blood, whereas most high blood pressure meds and diabetic meds, you can donate blood, so are acceptable as donors. So it takes about 45 minutes to donate. Wonderful. There's a way to start your Christmas off. Start donating blood and help the community around you. What else going on? Now, this is fun. Starting tonight, now it's going to go Friday and Saturday night, each night through December 28th, up in Effingham at the Cardinal Golf Course. It is EARS, Ears, Tinsels, and Tails. This holiday event at the Cardinal Golf Course takes patrons on a short golf ride to enjoy festive light exhibits and sip on hot chocolate, as well as roast s'mores or get in plenty of snuggles by the fire pit. Watch out who you're trying to snuggle with. Tinsel and Trails will be open every Friday and Saturday night from 5 p.m. till 9 p.m. From tonight and through December 28th. Not only will, this is what it is. It's businesses are paying $250 a piece to set up a nice lighting exhibit. The businesses will get recognition, probably signage on site, and it's a very nice way for these businesses to donate money to the animal rescue, and that it's just you donate the money and you are going through and enjoying the benefits of it. I don't think there's an entry fee. Not only will the businesses be supporting the life-saving efforts of EARS Effingham Animal Rescue Sanctuary, you'll also create core memories for the families in the Effingham area. So there you are. What else going on here today? Friday the 29th, America's Groove Record Store up in Effingham. This is their record store Black Friday. They will kick off Black Friday with some can't miss deals. Stop by their storefront for some amazing deals, as well as live music from 9 to 5 p.m. So I guess 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. You wouldn't figure 9 p.m. the night before, but I doubt it. That's all going on Friday. How about this weekend? What's going on Saturday? If you're one of our viewers down in the Edwards County area, Browns area, Grayville, the Grayville Chamber of Commerce hosting their Christmas parade this Saturday night from 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. Santa will be there. Santa's coming to Grayville to help celebrate their annual Chamber Christmas Parade and Small Business Saturday. I'll get to that in a minute. The festivities begin at 6 p.m. this year with this year's theme, the flashback to the 50s and 60s, Rockin' Eve. So dress up in your best sock hop clothes. Bring the whole family. There you go. Remember to shop local. There'll be food and lots of fun. They hope to see you there. Over in Salem on Saturday, the Historic Museum is open. You can't miss that. If you haven't been there yet, you really need to go. It's a wonderful opportunity to take a few minutes to enjoy and appreciate what the folks in the past did over in Marion County and over in Salem. It'll be open from 9 to noon every Saturday. They have their exhibits change. You can view them free of charge. Anything else going on Saturday? How about up at the VFW in Effingham? They will host a cancer benefit for Corianna Hartman. Corianna Hartman is diagnosed with stage 3 Ewing's sarcoma about a year ago. And due to the rarity of this cancer, she has to go to St. Louis multiple times a week, going to St. Louis multiple times a week for treatments. This is asking you to join them in a night for a night of fun to help Corianna in her help fight against cancer. Live DJ, you're going to be soup, choice of sides. It's $15 per person. All of it goes to Corianna Hartman and her family. Very nice deal. Again, that's at the VFW up in Effingham. One last thing to talk about for this weekend up at the Tuscan Hills Winery on Saturday night. It'll be Name That 80s Tune. I got to tell you, I should be better at this than I actually am, because I mean, I was a teenager through 24 years old in the 80s. I should be better at this. Amy's Awesome Traveling Trivia returns to Tuscan Hills to host a totally rad night of Name That 80s Tune starting at 7 p.m. They tell you to dress up in 80s garb and decorate your table. It'll be a lot of fun. Name That 80s Tune night. You would think I would be better, but I seem to, I know more 70s and 90s stuff. I don't know. It's very strange. What else is going on here today on November 29th, folks? This is Maize Day. Each year, the day after Thanksgiving, recognizes the importance of a plant common across the Americas. This day is set aside for all Americans, regardless of heritage, to celebrate corn's traditional role in the North American continent. While other plant life was transplanted and imported, corn, it was common across all the Americas. It was a central food source used by all the nations and essential part of everyday diets. The day also celebrates the traditional crops and foods of Native Americans. Many varieties of maize, depending on the kind of maize you get. You can have delicious corn tortillas. Others are best roasted and maybe eaten on the cob. Of course, there are many kinds of maize, perfect for popping corn. Maize is the Tato word, meaning bringer of life or life-giving seed. That's pretty cool. Corn or maize makes up 6% of global human calorie consumption. Wow, that is a large portion. It originated in central Mexico about 10,000 years ago, and let's say 7,000 to 9,000 years ago. I might be wrong. But this holiday began as a small research project back in 2004 by Corinne Lightweaver, who intended with her family to commemorate the U.S. holiday of Thanksgiving through the viewpoint of the indigenous people. So there you have. What products are made from corn? Oh my gosh, you couldn't even begin to list the total number of products that folks will make from corn. Where is corn grown? Going in North America, in the United States is its largest producer, but other countries, some of the highest producers outside the United States: China, Ukraine, and India. That makes a ton of sense, because you got China with the most people in the world, or now India with the most people in the world, and China is second number of people in the world. You would figure that those folks would be the ones producing the most corn. So there you go. Also today, you can't get away from it. If it's very difficult to get away from it. Let's put it that way. This is, of course, Black Friday 2024. In the United States, the day after Thanksgiving has become known as Black Friday, and it's considered the official kickoff for the holiday shopping. Retailers across the country slash prices, offer doorbuster deals on popular big-ticket items, and often open in the wee hours of the morning to extend early bird specials. Dedicated and thrifty shoppers will line up outside the stores to be first to grab that special deal or this season's popular and hard to find gift. I must tell you, I have some friends who will get up early in the morning And I'm talking 3 or 4 in the morning, and on a Friday morning after Thanksgiving, and they'll go to stores and just start going crazy. They don't do this kind of stuff, to my knowledge, but look at that. Look at all those people fighting for those TVs, and that you got the poor person down there in the vest who probably works there, and what a nightmare. What are some ways to maximize your Black Friday shopping success? Plan ahead. Scour the ads both online and in newspapers. Prioritize your wish list. Which item will you save the most if you can grab it first? You prioritize it and go try to find it first. See what deals are available online. That's the thing. The folks have started Black Friday deals already. Several of your different online consumer and sales folks have already started Black Friday. And now, granted, I'm shooting this on Tuesday. You're watching this on Friday morning, possibly. You might have missed the boat there, but good luck. Compare lists with friends and family. No reason for everybody to buy the same. You can't be in 2 places at the same time. Coordinate with your group and divide and conquer. Work as a team to maximize successful shopping. Set your alarm clock. Some of the best Black Friday deals start very soon after midnight. May need to dress warm. The weather today, I think they're calling for a low of around 17 degrees today, so you might want to dress quite warmly. Make sure you know your purchase limit if you have one. Make sure that there's the team in the store is big enough to handle the purchases. Pack a snack, a thermos, whatever, and work in pairs. You don't want to lose your place in line if nature calls. I can't imagine going. I've never been to a Black Friday sales, and I will never go to Black Friday sales. But enjoy. I know that there are a lot of people who love it. The origin of Black Friday derived from the enormous amount of sales retailers report, which can often bring their profits into the black. Before 1980, the term Black Friday had a more ominous term, as it was considered bad luck. But then before that, apparently the first Black Friday that folks have been able to find was in 1869 with the Wall Street crash. The Dow Jones crashed. So the whole thing started because of a crash. Oh, well. What else going on? I'll tell you now. To fight off Black Friday, by all means, I will participate in Small Business Saturday. Small Business Saturday reminds folks of the prime shopping opportunities right in your community. Not only do the small businesses where we work, live, and play offer numerous gift-giving possibilities, they're hands-on and ready to complete your shopping list with quality, thoughtful gifts each year. On the Saturday after Thanksgiving, the Shop Small movement energizes small business owners. And some tips to keep in mind when shopping Small Business Saturday. Handcrafted means a lot of things. You can go to handcrafted joints. Small businesses may specialize in one area, and they may offer a variety of services. Don't hesitate to walk in and explore a store. You may be surprised to find what they have to offer and discover something that you've been looking for. Some small businesses near you, where do you think about going? Maybe local restaurants you can shop in and get gift certificates, swag. Some places have T-shirts and stuff, specialty gifts. I hadn't thought of this one. Talk about Small Business Saturday. How about a tattoo artist? That's pretty small business. Pet care. We got the folks here in Florida, the pet care joints. Bookstores, photographers. Maybe go see your butcher. Go see the butcher, meat packages, as well as gift certificates there. Fitness centers, music stores, all kinds of different opportunities for you on Small Business Saturday. Hobby stores, sporting goods, all kinds of stuff. When did Small Business Saturday get started? Pretty much in the 80s, pretty much immediately after Black Friday got going. So, that's what happened. What do you want to see on television, ladies and gentlemen? I am going to show you the college football schedule here in just a little bit for today. It is astonishing, and it's really a thing of beauty. We'll do that here in a little bit. But elsewhere today, if you're looking for basketball, NBA basketball doubleheader on ESPN tonight, 6:30. It is the Clippers at the Timberwolves, and that's again on ESPN channel 360. Oklahoma City then plays the LA Lakers again on ESPN, and that's at 9 o'clock. The Celtics are at the Bulls tonight. That'll be on the Chicago Sports Network, channel 353. And the Pistons are at the Pacers, also at 7 o'clock, channel 370. Hockey tonight, Penguins at the Bruins, doubleheader on TNT. 5:30, Penguins at the Bruins on TNT, channel 273. Followed by the Avalanche at the Stars. And on NCAA basketball, there's too much to tell. I can't tell you all of them. There are so many. 5 games, for instance, on ESPN2. And then there's other games all day long. You're going to check your local listings. Also, we're going to get to another big sport here in just a second. You're watching Big Talk. Stick around. Back in a second.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hello, folks. Bruce Dickey here with Wabash Catch TV. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you also for tuning into Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. You can find it here daily at 9 a.m. and at 1 p.m. Talk about all kinds of different subjects. People, interesting folks in the community, community events coming up, just all kinds of stuff that will matter to you. Appreciate you tuning in. Thanks a lot. Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
My grandfather, Carol Rush, opened Rush Appliance in October of 1949. This is Sean Rush, and I am driven by the same determination and commitment to quality that has set us on the road to success. A lot has changed in the appliance industry since 1949, but at Rush Appliance, we're doing everything we can to remain trusted, strong, and competitive. We are extremely proud of our roots, and we look forward to providing you with quality and service at Rush Appliance and Furniture Company in downtown Fairfield.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
Good morning or afternoon, when depending on when you're watching this. Appreciate you tuning in here today on this beautiful Friday. A little chilly Friday, but a nice day. Should be pretty calm and sunny, cold, but that kind of thing happens at this time of year. Welcome back, Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Let's talk a little high school football. Okay, so you're wondering, you're saying, Bruce, why in the world would we talk high school football? Well, today and tomorrow are state championship games, and you can get these depending on where you live in our viewing area. It's if you live in, we have two different. It's a weird thing, folks. How some TV channels are permitted to be shown in some areas, and some TV channels are not permitted to be shown in some areas. If you get channel 49 or channel 290 If you're up in the Effingham area, you'll be getting $2.90. If you're in the Jefferson County or southern, I think Wayne County area, you might get $49. You can watch the football. It's a high school football at its finest. Here's the Class 1A, the first day's events. Today's games in Class 1A: Lena Winslow versus Belleville Altoff. You've got Chicago Christian versus Maroa Forsyth. Maroa Forsyth beat Johnston City. Well, let me tell you what happened in the other game, too. Belleville Altoff beat Camp Point Central 58-19 to make that final, and then Lena Winslow beat Leroy, which is Leroy's been an outstanding team for years. Then you take a look at that Maroa Forsyth. They beat Johnston City. Well, where'd it go? I had it. They beat Johnston City by a final. They beat Johnston City pretty good. Johnston City's a pretty good team, and Maroa beat them to advance to the championship game. And then in 3A, there really weren't any southern teams left. You have Monticello. I would pick Monticello to beat Montini, but that's just me because it's a shorter trip. And then in the Class 4A, you got Chicago DePaul coming down to take on Mount Zion. Now, the interesting part about that game, Mount Zion, to get there, defeated a Breeze Central team that I thought was unbeatable. In 3 and 4A, I had watched Breeze Central play a couple of times, and I thought there was nobody that was going to beat them. And I saw Mount Zion play. I saw them both beat Salem. Both Breeze Central and Mount Zion defeated Salem earlier in the season. I would have guaranteed there was no way Mount Zion beat Breeze Central. They beat them 17-3. What that tells you is this. Mount Zion has turned up their defense. They have figured it out. They figured out their defense, and it is going to be a difficult opportunity for DePaul to get points. Even though Mount Zion has 3 losses, that's going to be a tough game. That's at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Let's take a look at the other 4 games on Saturday. You've got Nazareth versus Joliet Catholic, Geneva versus East St. Louis. Now you're saying, well, it's East St. Louis. Who have they played? Well, East St. Louis has played an incredible schedule. They played the Volunteer IMG Academy down in Florida earlier in the season. They have rolled through the playoffs. And, that's the thing. So you say, Bruce, well, they're rolling through Southern Illinois teams. No, not at 6A. East St. Louis is traveling up to Chicago, Peoria, and all points north to find somebody to play. They come into that state championship game averaging about a 30 or 40 point win. They are an astonishing machine right now. Then you have Batavia versus Chicago Mount Carmel. You figure, well, Batavia 12-1, they ought to beat Chicago Mount Carmel. Mount Carmel is even at 10-3. Mount Carmel is a machine as well. They are one of those schools that it doesn't rebuild. They just reload. That's kind of all these teams who make it to this point are kind of like that. And then you have York, who've won several and who've won in the past, versus Chicago Loyola. So it's a bunch of teams. It's taking place at Hancock Stadium in. I don't think it's at Champaign. It might be at Champaign this year. I'm trying to remember if they're playing in Champaign this year or not. I'll have to look at that to see where they are actually playing. But it's a huge amount of fun. Hope you get a chance to watch it. We're going to talk a little college football when we return. You are watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Back right after these words. Stick around.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
For service beyond the surface, call Carter Trucking in Fairfield. Carter's trucks are ready to haul your big freight and grain. So whatever you call Jeremy Carter, the Mucho Mulcho Man, the driveway doctor, the gravel guru, the pothole pirate, the rockin' redneck, the smooth operator, the mudhole master, or the happy hauler, just call him. 842-2022 to haul your big freight, grain, and more with trucks from Carter Trucking, Williamson Drive in Fairfield.
Having car trouble, need a tow, or just some routine maintenance? Butcher Automotive in Louisville has you covered. Locally owned and operated, Butcher Automotive offers complete vehicle repair services along with tire sales and wheel alignment. They're your local hand-cooked tire and interstate battery dealer. Butcher Automotive offers free local pickup and delivery so your car can be repaired while you're at work or at home. Butcher strives to treat everyone's vehicle as their own. At Butcher Automotive, they don't want you to give them your business, they want to earn it.
Hello, I'm Beth Cooper.
And I am Stacey Earlywhite, and together we host By the Way with Beth and Stacey.
It airs Monday through Friday on Wabash Channel 100 at 11 a.m. and again at 3 p.m.
We love to follow Clay County history, and we've been venturing out too in other counties. We absolutely love history.
You can also find us on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is By the Way with Beth and Stacey, or like and follow us on Facebook.
It's college football time. Can you believe it? I almost feel sick saying it. The regular season ends this weekend. It ends Saturday. It hurts. It hurts to talk about the end of the regular season in college football. It's 13 or 14 weeks of the best fun you can have going to, or God bless those folks for playing in it, for crying out loud. I've never heard anybody, I've very seldom heard anybody say, oh, I made a mistake playing college football. It might have affected them a little detrimentally, but I've never heard of anybody say they've made the mistake of playing college football because it's just such fun, and we're running into the end of it. Oh, what do you do? What you do is today you sit and either go to a game or you sit in front of the television and watch football all day long. Look at the football. It's going to be the same way on Saturday as well. This is the Friday lineup. You're going to get all of these, except which one won't you get? The only one you won't get is that Texas State South Alabama game, and you can get ESPN Plus to get that. Triple header on ABC. You'll be able to see Deion Sanders coach against Oklahoma State. That shouldn't be much of a game. The game of the day, boy, oh boy, that Georgia Tech and Georgia game, that's got a pretty wide split on it. You've got Wisconsin, Minnesota, should be a dandy. So you've got CBS with 2 games today, NBC with a game today, Fox with a couple of games today. Boy, oh boy, if you're not getting your fill of football, you're just not living right. What is going on in the AP this week? As last weekend, my heavens, there were upsets aplenty. 8 upsets in the top 25, and it was just a wild week. People moving up, down, all over the place. The only safe place was Oregon, and they had a tussle. Maryland, of all teams, played close to Oregon last week. Here's what the top 5 look like as Notre Dame picks up a spot. Georgia picks up a couple of spots. Oregon they've got a game versus Washington this weekend. The big game there on Saturday, that Ohio State versus Michigan game. We'll get to that here in just a little bit, as Ohio State favored, I want to say, by 20.5 in that game. You've got Penn State with Maryland coming in. That shouldn't be all that tough. Texas and Texas A&M. That's going to be a fun and a wild one. That's going to be at College Station down there in Texas. Other games today or this weekend. Tennessee at Vanderbilt. Okay, you say, Bruce, that ought to be a blowout. Vanderbilt's not that good. Vanderbilt's better than you think. Vanderbilt is playing that game against Tennessee. They are a 11-point dog. It is at noon on ABC on Saturday afternoon, and well, I will just tell you ahead of the show or ahead of the reveal. Yeah, I'm betting on Vanderbilt in that game. Even though Vanderbilt has they have quarterback issues, but no, actually Vanderbilt doesn't have quarterback issues. It's a different team that had quarterback issues. So I'll tell you right now, I'm going to take Vanderbilt to cover against Tennessee. Boo, say the fans. What other games in the top 10? How about Indiana? They remained in the top 10, but dropped 5 places after losing to to Ohio State at Ohio State on Saturday. And that game, it wasn't close. It was an opportunity for Indiana to really show out and show who they are, and they kind of did. Alabama got beat also last weekend, and they are just they've got their tails between their legs right now. They're going to the Iron Bowl this weekend against Auburn. Of course, that game had the wildest finish of pretty much any game in history. What was that, 10 years ago this week? Might have been longer than that, 10 or 15 years ago, with the kick six. Unbelievable. You've got a few other good games. A sneaky good game that you're looking at right there. I don't think any of us have bet on it. At number 8, Miami at Syracuse. Miami needs a win. Miami needs a win to get in the ACC championship game, because I believe SMU has already locked in their spot. Miami needs a win to get in there, and they are still with an opportunity to get in the college football playoff. There's a chance, so you say there's a chance. Who else needs to win? Clemson needs to win. They need to defeat South Carolina to get to stay in the playoff. Ole Miss, they lost last week in who was it? South Carolina or somebody beat Ole Miss. That's a tough loss, and that knocks them right down. I don't think they'll be able to get into the CFP at this point. You've got BYU lost again, and Texas A&M lost again with Texas coming up. That's going to be tough for the Aggies. You've got Illinois moved up a couple from 24 to number 22. I don't, even if Illinois beats Northwestern at Wrigley Field Saturday, I'm pretty sure I don't see Illinois moving up too far. I just don't think it happens. I think that they are. I think they're going to. I think they'll hold them off, but we'll see. I'm not. Even if they win by 15 or 20 points, I don't see them getting into the top 20. Let's put it that way. That's how I'm looking at it. And then you have the final 3. As long as we stay ahead of Missouri, I'm fine with it. Colorado got beat this week by Kansas, at Kansas, and you have Army losing by a ton to Notre Dame this week. Army probably played its way out of the college football playoff, and that's okay. That's a different level of playing. All right, now, this is before the actual CFP has come out. The CFP will be out Tuesday night, so I'm shooting this Tuesday afternoon. This is a projected college football playoff from the NCAA. This is based on who they think will win championships. For instance, this has Oregon over Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game. That may or may not happen. If Ohio State beats Oregon, they would get the probable number 1 seed. This also has Miami. They've got their work cut out for them. They've got work to do to get to the to get to that point. With as SMU is very tight I'm surprised they don't have SMU higher on there, but we'll see. You've got Indiana and Tennessee. That'd be fun. Indiana go down to Knoxville for the first round. Boise State travel to Ohio State for the first round. How about Alabama at Texas for a first round ball game? And Notre Dame traveling to Penn State. All those games, they will count. Now, this is what I don't think a lot of people realize. That counts as the bowl game for all those teams, depending on if they win or lose, depending on what happens. If they win or lose, that's the bowl game either way. If you win, you can move on. If you lose, you're done. And so that's how it works. That's how it works. I tell you what, let's do. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back, talk about the NFL, and then we're going to then I'll show you all of our picks from college as well as pros, and tell you all of our picks at the same time. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. We'll be back right after this. Stick around.
When Justin, a local volunteer firefighter, needs one of the department's trucks serviced, he calls Cam, whose repair company keeps everything rolling. In turn, Justin helps keep Cam and all of the community safe. Together, they support each other. And Wayne White Electric Cooperative supports them and every member with safe and reliable power. It's why REMCs exist. And together, it all works.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. Our employees depended on it. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance. North Wayne Insurance Agency in Flora is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
By the way, the one other thing that forgot to talk about, and high school basketball, boys basketball has gotten underway, and most of the teams that we cover are in tournaments this weekend, and kind of gives you an opportunity to get to one of those tournaments, and you get a chance to see these kids who've been working all summer and just getting started on the varsity season. It's a good time. Like, for instance, the Capital Classic. Salem will be over there at the Capital Classic. It's basically an old NC or an old NEC tournament. The entire NEC is there except for Carmi and Flora don't play in that tournament. So, and T-Town is in it. It's Salem, Olney, Mount Carmel, Fairfield. Who am I missing? The T-Town is in it along with missing a couple. Red Hill and Lawrenceville. That makes 7. Marshall, maybe the 8th, I think. No, Marshall moved off to Cumberland. They're playing. Speaking of the Cumberland tournament, you can go to the Cumberland tournament, and that's where North Clay is playing. Played a tough ball game on Monday night against Marshall. Fell to Marshall on Monday night, but go out and find some basketball. Flora is playing over at Vandalia, I believe. No, that's in the I'm not sure which one Flora's playing in. They're playing Vandalia in December. They're playing Carlisle right now, the Carlisle Kickoff Classic. So all kinds of fun preseason tournaments to get into and to take in. What is going on in the NFL today? Well, did you get a chance to watch this weekend? Is there a new number one team in the league? Everybody keeps switching every week. Whenever they see some team do better than what they thought the other team was, like Buffalo last week, they beat Kansas City. Well, they were off this most recent weekend. And so if you thought Buffalo was the number one team, you might have slipped down because Detroit is playing so well. And then Monday night you had Baltimore just drill. They played really well against a good Los Angeles Chargers team. And then again, who's got the best record? The champs, the Kansas City Chiefs. Here's what the AFC currently looks like. You have the Chiefs down there at 10-1, and they just keep rolling along. They don't win by a lot. They win close, and that helped me last week as I bet on them to win it close, and they did. So they did not cover. That's fine by me. And I also bet on the Chargers to cover against the Ravens, and that did not work out. But you've got the Steelers at 8-3. The Ravens. People think it's recency bias. You saw the Ravens play Monday night, and all you hear on the radio is, "Oh, the Ravens are so good. They're the top of that league. They're top." The Steelers beat them last week. Steelers beat the Ravens but then the Steelers lost to the Browns this weekend. NFL is something else. You just never know what you're going to find. The Buffalo Bills, they've got a nice 3.5 game lead there on the Dolphins. But folks watching the Dolphins thinking that they're going to get back into this because you look over there at the right side of the screen, you got a 3-game winning streak and some winnable games here in the next few to try to get above 500 and get into the playoff picture. Right now, they're a couple of games back from the playoffs, but you just never know if Denver will come back to the pack, maybe the Chargers come back to the pack, or Baltimore comes back to the pack. Who knows who's going to catch who? Here's what the NFC looks like. This is the NFC. The Eagles are 9-2. But boy, if you ask anybody after watching the Eagles play on Sunday night against the Rams, you think, wow, that's a great football team. And it was. Saquon Barkley ran for 255 yards. Who's the MVP? There's still a third of the season to go. Who knows who the MVP is going to be? Elsewhere throughout the NFC, you've got the Commanders have lost 3 in a row. They were 7-2, and they've lost 3 in a row. Are they going to be able to get back on the horse? Who knows? How about that NFC North? You've got 3 teams well over 500, and then you have the Chicago Bears. I've been hearing talk. Everybody thinks the Bears coach is gone. They think Matt Eberflus has no chance to be coaching this team in 2025. Let alone 2026. I heard a rumor today, which I was kind of surprised, but I hadn't really thought about it. Somebody suggested a suggestion today. You know what the Bears ought to do? You go get Mike Vrabel, who coached most recently with the Titans, left the Titans after last year. I think they fired him, and go get Vrabel, who is available. Vrabel's available, and then go get to be his offensive coordinator, Brian Daboll from the New York Giants. He's the head coach of the Giants now. Figure he's going to get fired because one of the Giants down there at 2-9, and they are having quarterback. They just released their starting quarterback. So, but Daboll, when he was an offensive coordinator, he was really, really good. He was at Buffalo whenever Josh Allen got good, and he basically helped guide Josh Allen. What better coach for Caleb Williams than maybe bring in Mike Vrabel and bring in Brian Dable? That's a thought. I can understand people considering that. You look farther on down the list, the NFC South pretty much took the weekend off. The Saints did play, and the Buccaneers got a win. Panthers played close at 3-8. They almost beat they were this close to beating the Chiefs last week. And then you go to the NFC West, and I don't know what to think. I don't know what to make of the NFC West. If you watch the teams every week and you think who should be good versus who actually is good, who actually keeps winning games, who actually does not keep winning games. The Arizona Cardinals, you think right when they step out, do things well, they go up to Seattle and get their hat handed to them. If you think maybe the Niners are going to bust out and be good, and they go to Green Bay and just get swamped. But then again, the Niners are without their quarterback. Brock Purdy is out for the Niners. I don't know how long he's going to be gone, but San Francisco, if you watch that game on Sunday, you don't see San Francisco winning a whole lot of games with their current quarterbacking situation. Brandon Allen, I got to tell you, let me tell you that, put it this way. Brandon Allen, current quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. I don't recall him playing in the NFL. I looked him up. He's 32 years old. He last played 3 or 4 or 5, 6 years ago. Last started a game like 6 years ago. He played in college in like 2014. I looked it up where he went. I can't even remember where he went to school. So he came out there against the Packers. Granted, I'll grant you, that's a tough call for anybody. That's a tough job. Ask somebody who cold off the bench to do. Brandon Allen did not do well. Here's who the games for this. Oh, yeah. Then you look at the Seattle Seahawks. They've won 2 in a row. They beat the Cardinals, and all of a sudden they're in first place, and you wonder, who the heck are these guys? They got maybe the best receiver in that division. You could probably have trouble choosing between a guy like DK Metcalf at Seattle versus Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua at the Rams. Who knows who's better than anybody else these days? Because they all just it's interesting. They all just they all basically get good, and then it's inconsistent. I don't know. Here's what the games are this weekend. We see the interesting Thursday has 3 games, and if you're watching this online, you're catching this before that Bears-Lions game. Bears at Detroit. That is a tough ask. You can see why that's a 10-point spread. Now, these are on Bet Rivers on Tuesday. This might change going into the games. Then you have the Cowboys, always the other traditional game on. You have a Cowboys home game and a Lions home game on Thanksgiving. And a couple of years, 3 or 4 years ago, they started putting in a third game, a night game on Thanksgiving. That included the Saints for the first few years. They took the Saints out of it. Now you got the Dolphins heading up to play a night game at the Packers. Okay. Mike McDaniel is the coach of the Dolphins, and he challenged his team. He challenged his team after the game last week. They've won 3 in a row. He says, fellas, now is the time. Nobody thinks you can play in cold weather. Nobody thinks you can play late in the season. Now is the time to change your stripes and learn how to play in the postseason. As you see, they are a 3.5-point underdog at Green Bay. That's going to be a tough one to cover. On the road, they're going to have to, like I said, they're going to have to change their stripes. And then on Friday afternoon, I didn't even bring this up in the television who's on TV section of the show, because It's on Amazon. It's on Amazon Prime. Unless you buy an Amazon Prime, you don't get that game. And it's a 2 in the afternoon. What do they have the Chiefs and Raiders playing at 2 in the afternoon for? I don't understand it on a Friday, a Black Friday. You'd think you'd make it a night game, but maybe they're trying to catch the crowd who, I don't know. Titans Commanders try to get back against the Titans team that upset the Texans last week. You look farther down the list, you've got the Texans trying to get back on the horse against the loser Jaguars. Who's going to be quarterbacking them? Who knows? You've got Arizona, who fell last week, going to play at Minnesota. That's a tough game for the Cardinals, as Minnesota. Does it look, if you're paying attention, does it look like Sam Darnold's beginning to play well? It kind of does to me. And then you continue through. You've got the Colts at the Patriots. You've got the Chargers at the Falcons. All right, note to self: Chargers at Falcons. It's only a 1.5 point. Chargers are 1.5 point favorite. I saw a stat the other day that you might want to keep in mind. Teams who play the Ravens the week before, I think, are over the past 2 or 3 years, like 20% against the spread, because the Ravens just beat everybody up. It's an unbelievable stat. I wish I had it in front of me. But then you have those. You've got the Bengals and the Steelers. The Seahawks heading to play the Jets at noon. There's one that folks always think about. And then toward the end of the weekend, you've got the Bucks and the Rams, and then the Eagles at the Ravens. That'll maybe be the game to watch, the best game to watch. A beat-up Niners team going to Buffalo on Sunday night. That may not be very fun. And then the Cleveland. Who knows what you're going to expect out of Cleveland playing out of division? I would bet Cleveland. I would not bet. I would not touch Cleveland on the road out of division. What's the gang doing? Well, what do we do this week? We didn't have a very good day this week, because you see all the red there on the screen. Weeze at least got 3 out of 4 right. I got 1 out of 4. Jamie a red sweep, and Lucas 2 out of 4 correct. As here's what we've got going: college football. We's going Kansas to beat Baylor. This is a great pick. I love the Kansas, even though they're favored by 1. He's got Kansas to beat Baylor. Kansas would, if they win that game, they would become bowl eligible, having won the last 4 games in a row. And you would not want to play Kansas in a bowl game the way they are playing right now. I love that bet by Brian. He's got UTSA as a underdog, 7.5 point underdog against Army. That is at UTSA. I was going to go against that. I'll let him take that. And his Superdog A&M plus 6.5 at Texas, or versus Texas. Pardon me. What am I taking? I've got Georgia Tech getting too many points, doggone it. They're giving Georgia Tech too many points. 18.5 against Georgia. I got to take Georgia. I've also taken Vandy versus Tennessee. I love Vandy in that. And my Superdog, Fresno State versus UCLA. Fresno State getting too many points. UCLA's not that good. I bet on them. They've covered Super Dogs 3 out of the last 4 weeks, but not this time. Boise State for Jamie over. Boise and Oregon State over 57.5. You've got Ole Miss that he's got the Egg Bowl. Of course, Jamie's got the Egg Bowl. His son will be at the Egg Bowl. I think he goes to school down there, so he's going to take that one. And he's got Vandy over Tennessee. I love it as the Super Dog. I love it, love it, love it. Lucas has Oregon knocking out Washington. Ohio State crushing Michigan. I love that one too. Oklahoma at LSU. What are we doing in the pros? Weeze has the Jags over the Texans. I'm not sure I like that, but I'm pretty sure I don't like that. Steelers also to beat the Bengals. Wow. Okay. I think that's at Cincinnati. I'm surprised by that. I've got the Broncos at home, minus 5.5 against the Browns, and I'm taking the Seahawks to fly across the country and play well against the Jets. Jamie's going to take with Cowboys. Boy, the Giants are just on the struggle bus right now, and the Cowboys want to take advantage. He's also got the Falcons to beat the Chargers. Not quite to beat them, 1.5. And Lucas is Tennessee, the Titans, over to beat the Washington. Well, not to beat, to cover against Washington. And Carolina to cover against Tampa Bay. Who knows? Should be, all I know is it should be an outstanding weekend of college football, pro basketball, college basketball, hockey, high school football, whatever you want to see. It's wonderful. We're running out of time. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving day and have a wonderful weekend. We'll see y'all next time on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Bye.